Having made the decision to start skating again, I'm redesigning my old skateboard because sticker bombing just doesn't suit me anymore. I'm quite frankly above it. Therefore, I'm going to create a design to spray paint onto my board using stencils. But I've also never done this before, so this is going to be interesting. This is literally the moment of truth. That's great. After its initial cleaning, I need to prime the board for spray painting. So, safety first, I put on my mask and snapped on my lovely blue rubber gloves. Now bend over and cough. It's important that I'm standing between each new coat of primer, as this creates a rough surface for it to stick to. This will ultimately give me a better finish when I get around to spray painting it. I've got a bit of time before the light goes. I want to get a third layer of primer on. After concluding all of that preparative foreplay with my skateboard, I'm ready to actually throw some designs together, and I've not got that much. I've got matte black spray paint, gloss black spray paint, chrome spray paint, and a little tube of crimson red paint. Apart from that, I got nothing else. Let's just get started, huh? As I only had a very specific colour palette for this design, I made a quick mood board to get some ideas going. Immediately, I knew that I wanted to incorporate an element of this Japanese art style. The only thing is, I didn't know how I wanted to. But, after some sketching, I had it. I had this idea of an outer edge gradient, and I wanted to have 2 layers of Japanese style waves using both the matte and gloss black. As for the chrome, I decided on a metallic jellyfish. And that was it! I had the framework set, so I opened up Photoshop and got to work on a scaled design. Then finally, after 2 days of work, it was complete. Now let's build this motherfucker. First off, I'm just going to lay down a layer of glossy black so it has enough time to dry while I prepare to spray paint it. Then, after printing out my stencils, I got to work on cutting them out of cardboard. In hindsight, I should never have made them so complicated, but this will be the first of many things I learned throughout this video. After stenciling until 1 AM and only finishing in the afternoon the next day, I was already losing light and starting to lose my mind. I tested the most detailed stencil on a piece of scrap wood to make sure I knew what I was doing and that it turned out alright, and I can be honest, I was very satisfied. And so, the process began. While the first layer dried, I decided to test out the chrome spray so I knew what I was working with. Turns out the little prick comes out at stupidly high pressure and with the widest angle possible. Essentially, it goes fucking everywhere, including one end of my now not so spotless board. After trying to apply this effect to the other side of the board, and definitely not the barbecue, I carried on painting with the feeling of frustration lingering over my head. Too late in the day. Right, the background is actually done now. So I'm gonna let it dry. And then we can do the jellyfish. I'm running out of time though, like it's 8:15. I have not got long. I really haven't got long. After 6 long and laborious hours, the background was complete. I was initially quite skeptical of how it would actually come out, but I was very, very happy with how this looked. But what I didn't know was that all of this was about to change. So I've got about... Sunset's in like 20 minutes, basically. It's getting cold as well. So... time for the chrome is going. Okay. I'm gonna leave this like that. Metal finger. I'm gonna let it set for 5 minutes. I think. This is literally the moment of truth. This determines everything. How has it gone everywhere? That's actually it, it's fucked. After reconsidering every decision I've ever made leading up to this point, I reminded myself that I've maybe a few hours left to finish this, and it needs to be done. What I hadn't yet mentioned is that because of all the steps leading up to this had taken so long, I had to finish the whole thing today. I have a train to catch in the morning, and I need to take the board with me. Failure was not an option. I would quote Bob Ross and call it a happy accident, but... I picked up again, attempting to fix the horrific overspray that had ruined my hours of work prior. As much as I would have loved to paint the waves back on, it literally took way too long, and I had fleeting amounts of glossy black paint left. Setup has been moved because there's no outside light over there. Oh, it's fucked again. That's great. With my final crash out after trying my best to contain the spray, I decided it would be best just to finish off the parts that required chrome, and then fix the design afterwards. But with my numerous cover-ups, I'd already left the waves in the middle of the board completely invisible. Hours of work, gone. It's 1 AM, I've run out of black paint, and I'm in a steamy mood. At this point, it seems the best course of action is to embrace this particular effect and just go with it. But as we are fully fucking aware, the chrome spray paint is a shit-stirring little demon and incredibly difficult to control. This essentially ended up with every single wave completely disappearing. Although it didn't come out as planned, it definitely wasn't a failure. I was quite upset by how it didn't go to plan, but we live and we learn, right? In the morning, I'd cooled off, and was more at peace with how it turned out, although the hours of wasted time still boils my blood to think about. But seeing as this is the first time I've ever used spray paint, I consider it a win. And hey, it could have gone a lot worse. I caught my train back in the morning with my now finished and freshly painted skateboard, and to be honest, that was the main goal. If you like this video, give it a like, and then follow up by leaving me a creative insult in the comments. I want to see some nasty shit. Be cool about it though, I'll be disappointed if they're basic. Alright, bye nerd.